Hey, did you know Utah's gonna get hit by an earthquake?
Looks like we're all gonna die. But what can we do? Welcome to this video, where we talk about why the Earth is dying. Where we talk about what we can do to help save the planet. Where we talk about how we can make the world a better place. Where we talk about how we can prevent earthquakes.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
Because the world can be scary. And that's why we're using something that can't let us down. Because today we're talking about earthquakes. Now I can see why you think I'm stressing my point a bit. How can you prevent earthquakes? Well, you butt nugget, let me tell you! As you should know, earthquakes ain't no walk in the park. In fact, they can get very deadly and sometimes fatal to the people it impacts. On April 25th, 2015, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Nepal. More than a dozen died from an avalanche from Mount Everest that started from the earthquake. An estimated 8 million were affected. Less than a month later, on May 12, 2015, another earthquake hit with magnitude of 7.3 struck Nepal again, killing dozens more people. Together, these two earthquakes killed more than 8,000 people and were marked the deadliest disaster on record in the Himalayan nation, from USA Today. Earthquakes can cause other natural disasters too. The energy from the shock wave exiting the earth, aka the earthquake, can spread to other places like the ocean or the mountains and start tsunamis and avalanches. But I know you're asking, what's your point of telling us, the viewers, this? First off, my point of telling you this is that you're more informed of what earthquakes can do. And second, so I can lay up to how we can prevent these things from happening. I live in Utah, so we don't get a lot of earthquakes here, but it's possible. I'm going to read you a list of 10 things you can do, not made by me, this list was not made by me, I'm totally plagiarizing this, to make your house earthquake safe in the case of an emergency. Okay, step 1. Have your family members know how to turn off the utilities, gas, electricity, water, etc., etc. So that if your house gets shooken and it starts shaking and all your supplies start going out and stuff, you can turn like the gas and the electricity off so nothing else big happens, like an explosion. It's possible. Step number 2. Have a 72-hour kit with clothes, blankets, and food for 3 days. Because if you have to leave your house, you're going to need to be able to survive with clothes for 3 days. And make sure you pack like toilet paper or something, because you don't want to be wiping your butt with a leaf. Okay, step 3. Have the bed area free from heavy objects overhead. Shelves, chandelier, other heavy things. So if an earthquake shakes, you won't just die from your chandelier, your super stupid expensive chandelier because you're some rich boy who just has a chandelier over his bed. You don't want to be crushed from that in an earthquake. That would be a tough way to die. Alright, step 4. Have flashlights and shoes near the beds. Because if an earthquake shakes and you have a room where there's a window in it, like most of the population, then the glass will either shatter or it will shatter, and you want shoes near your bed so that you don't have to just tipsy out of your house like super duper carefully, because you want to get there out of there as fast as you possibly can. And if you have a flashlight in the middle of the night, then that's what a flashlight's for, to brighten up your world. Okay, step 5. Each member of the family, or residents living in the house, has to know 2 routes to get out of the house from every level of the building. So that if you're from the top level, you can get out of the fire escape or something. If you're from the bottom level, you can know you can get out of that window and window B. Number 6. Have a meeting spot for after evacuation. Because if you get out of the building with your family goes out this way and you go out that way, and your pops thinks that you're still in the building, he'll go back in, and then the house will collapse and bye-bye pops, even though you don't want that to happen. But you could have easily avoided that if you all just know, okay, we have to meet in the front of the house, and boom, no one has to run in to save anyone, unless someone actually is trapped in the building that you know. Okay, 7. Have an emergency plan for when you're not with your family, like an out-of-state contact.
While I'm off rambling, why don't I just tell you what I was actually trying to say? What I'm basically saying here is that when you're not with your family and something happens to them, you can call someone or a family member in out of state, like Oregon or something, and you can tell them to call your family so that when you know they're okay and they know that you're okay, you don't have to like break any of the power lines while trying to call them.
Good list number 8. Have 3 days worth of water storage in the house, because if you're going to be stuck in your house for any reason, like all the exits are shut off or something, you kind of need to, drink, because you can't really survive 3 days without water, so that's just a good thing to have, just in general. Okay, number 9. Have important documents stored in a safe place. Your house titles, social security cards, recent picture of a family, insurance info, so that when the building goes down, you know that they're all safe, so that if something happens to your house, you can prove, this was my house. Rebuild it. So that you're not just going off false information, and so that you just have that important things. 10. And last. Have heavy objects tied down and secured, like the water heater, the fridge, bookshelves, etc., etc., etc. So that when the house is shaking, you don't get hit by the fridge. Because that would be a cool way to die. Literally, lives can be saved from this list. Your chances of surviving the earthquake itself is high. It's just the after damage that decreases your chance of living. That's why preparing is such a huge thing. Just talking to your parents or landlord or anyone who's in charge of building about this can just help your chances of surviving an earthquake. Please tell your friends and family about this so that they can know what to do. And do your own research. If you're just relying on what I'm telling you today, then holy moly, we got another thing coming. But if you're lazy like me, then just look up some other YouTube videos like this one so you can know how to prepare for an earthquake where you live.
And that's the end. I have nothing else to say.
Okay, thanks for watching this video. You know the drill. Like, comment, please, and subscribe if you want to.